I bring the data. So just about, Mike Padilla, School Township. Just about 1 year ago, my family and I nominated Judy Wolstenholme, truly the single most all-time great female athlete has ever walked through the doors of Phoenixville High School, to be nominated as the namesake for a field. As a reminder, 16 men are permanently recognized in the outdoor athletic facilities at Phoenixville, 0 women. We've got Washington Field, we've got Kennedy Field, we've got Skoda tennis courts. And there's a process outlined in the current board docs policies that describe how to nominate a person. So February 26th last year, submitted the nomination to Miss McTiernan. And then it's been a series of delays and just no outreach. So first it was noted, this was in an email that I got from a Right to Know, that there's no timeline outlined in the policy, implying that it could just be kind of dragged along. Then it was, we're going to wait until the TNG review is done, then we'll decide. And then the latest, Scott, thank you for helping with some of the information. The latest is that now money has to change hands because I guess the policy says that to name a facility after someone, you have to, between 15 to 25% of the facility's worth is supposed to be contributed. And the way the policy reads, it could be interpreted that's for corporate naming, because there's a separate section for individual naming. So well, it's kind of confusing kind of all along. And if that was the case, why wouldn't it within the first week, why wouldn't that be sent back as, oh, to submit a nomination, it requires a monetary donation? This entire time, there's been no proactive outreach, no status update. So I'm truly perplexed on the complete, what seems as resistance to follow a policy or at least communicate with the community. Why wouldn't we try to figure out how we can name a facility after a female athlete? We have the fields right there. It's a blank facility. It's like field 3. I'm at a loss to kind of understand how this has taken place. It's been a year, and I would just ask the board to please coerce the administration to better work with the community in an instance like this, because if this is the type of resistance I face, I mean, God help our minority communities, right? Like, I'm on this every day, every week, and we're still getting nowhere. So I'm asking for the board's help. Thank you.
Okay, so with regards to the library, I think you have a little bit of misinformation. The middle school and the high school, the library will not be closed, and Dr. K. Pacito did inform the board, give them this information, so they have already had that. With regards to the elementary, it will look a little bit different because some of the teachers will be moving throughout several elementary buildings to cover that building. But they will still have their library classes. If a librarian is at another building, they will make accommodations to make sure that the library during that day that a student can go to the library. At no time will the library say closed. That is not the intention of this. So again, I'm not really sure where that information is coming, but there is no intention to close the middle school and the high school library. Students can still go in as you described it. And the elementary, yes, will look a little bit different. There may not be somebody there every day, but the library, if a student needs to get in, will be accessible to the students. Dr. Pacito, is there anything else that I'm missing, or? That's correct. Okay. And if you would like to inform Mr. Padilla with regards to the policy and naming a committee and all of the things that entails, you can take that, or I can take that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I believe that if we are going to interpret it as requiring money for naming an individual that we are honoring as a district, if that's the interpretation, then we should change the policy, because I don't believe that that is an accurate, I mean, I don't even know if that's the right interpretation the way that I read it, but if we need to talk to legal about that and get a decision there, we can do that. If that is how it's interpreted, then I do think that's something we should change. If we're honoring someone as a district, we shouldn't require a financial contribution around that. If it's a corporation or something, then obviously, yes, that makes
I agree, and I think the board needs to look at that. But prior to some of the statements that were made tonight, there's absolutely no pushback. We were going through an audit, which exactly is what happened. The board at that time decided that we would wait until the audit was done. Then there was a OCR complaint that's happening right now that we were waiting until that was completed. All of that was done. As you know, we were redoing our policies. So there's absolutely no pushback. In fact, I love Judy and am a huge fan of hers and a huge fan of women's sports. But regarding policies, I don't change policies. The board sets the policies. Also in the policy, it states that the board has to name a committee. So once we move forward with all of our policies that are changed, the board names the committee and who is on that committee, and then the board takes a look at what that policy is and sees the revisions that are made. I'm with you. She needs to be wherever she needs to be because she's an outstanding athlete, and that's the transparent truth of where we are today.
All right. Well, we will maybe try to put that on the next policy committee agenda then, get it done. All right.
That is 701.1.
701.1, okay. Okay, with that, there is no other business. Our next meeting is February 24th, 2025, and at 7:55, the meeting is adjourned.